The Johnson family had just moved to Willow Creek, a quiet town nestled at the edge of a dense forest. 12-year-old Ethan wasn't excited about the move. He missed his friends from the city and wasn't keen on small-town life. As their car rolled down the winding road, Ethan noticed something odd. The air felt different, almost electric, and the thick woods surrounding the town seemed to whisper secrets. His younger sister, Lily, pointed excitedly to an old, abandoned mansion at the edge of town. "I bet it's haunted," she said with a grin, but Ethan felt a chill run down his spine. That night, as they settled into their new home, Ethan couldn't sleep. From his window, he had a clear view of the woods, and it seemed like the trees were alive, swaying despite the stillness in the air. Just as he was about to close the curtains, he saw a flicker of light deep in the forest. It was faint, but unmistakable. His heart raced as he wondered who or what could be out there in the dead of night. The next day, Ethan and Lily explored the town. It was quaint, with charming houses and friendly neighbors, but there was something about the place that felt off. At the town square, they overheard an old woman talking about the light of the woods, a local legend about strange lights that appeared deep in the forest. According to her, those who followed the light were never seen again. Ethan's curiosity was piqued, though he tried to shake off the feeling that the town had more mysteries than met the eye. Later that afternoon, as they played near the edge of the forest, a boy about Ethan's age appeared seemingly out of nowhere. His name was Max, and he warned them to stay away from the woods after dark. "There are things in there you don't want to meet," he said cryptically. Ethan brushed it off, but Lily was intrigued. She was fearless, always chasing adventure, and that night, when Ethan saw the strange light again, Lily convinced him to follow it. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the air grew colder, and the trees seemed to close in around them. The light flickered just ahead, always just out of reach. "Maybe we should go back," Ethan said, feeling a knot tighten in his stomach, but Lily was determined. "Come on, it's just up ahead," she insisted. As they pushed forward, the light suddenly disappeared, leaving them in near darkness. Panic began to set in as they realized they were lost. The forest, which had seemed so still before, now felt alive with sounds: branches cracking, leaves rustling, and distant whispers that made the hair on the back of Ethan's neck stand up. Just as they were about to turn back, they stumbled upon something unexpected: a hidden clearing with a stone circle in the center, glowing faintly under the moonlight. The stone circle was ancient, its surface covered in strange carvings. Ethan had never seen anything like it. "What do you think it is?" Lily asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Ethan knelt down to inspect the carvings, which seemed to pulse with an energy he couldn't explain. "It looks like some kind of ritual site," he replied, uneasy. Suddenly, the ground beneath them began to tremble, and a soft, glowing mist rose from the circle, swirling around them. Before they could react, the mist thickened, and from it emerged a figure: a tall, shadowy man with glowing eyes. "You shouldn't be here," the figure whispered in a voice that seemed to echo through the trees. Ethan and Lily were frozen with fear, but before they could run, the figure vanished as quickly as it had appeared, leaving them standing alone in the eerie clearing.
Shaken, they raced back to the safety of their home. Back home, Ethan and Lily tried to make sense of what they had seen. The figure in the mist, the glowing circle, it all felt like something out of a nightmare. "We have to tell someone," Lily urged, but Ethan wasn't sure. Who would believe them? The next day, they found Max and told him everything. To their surprise, he wasn't shocked. "I knew you'd see it eventually," he said. "The forest holds secrets, and you're not the only ones who've seen the man in the mist." Max explained that Willow Creek had always been a strange place. The forest had a history: stories of people disappearing, strange lights, and ghostly figures that had been passed down for generations. But the stone circle? That was new. "It's like the forest is waking up," Max warned. "And we're in the middle of it." Ethan felt a chill as he realized that their adventure had only just begun. Determined to uncover more, Ethan and Lily decided to search the town's library for clues. Tucked away in the back, they found an old, dusty journal written by a man named Thomas Greaves, who had lived in Willow Creek over a century ago. The journal detailed his explorations of the forest and the strange occurrences he had witnessed: lights, figures, and a mysterious stone circle. According to Greaves, the circle was a gateway of some kind, though to where he didn't know. As they read on, a page near the end of the journal caught their attention. Greaves wrote about a powerful relic hidden in the forest that controlled the gateway. If the relic fell into the wrong hands, it could unleash unimaginable horrors. Ethan's heart raced. Could the glowing stone circle they had found be the same one Greaves described? And what about the figure they had seen? They knew they had to return to the forest, but this time they would be prepared. Armed with the knowledge from Greaves' journal, Ethan, Lily and Max prepared to find the relic. Max revealed he had heard rumors about a hidden cave deep within the forest that could be connected to the stone circle. If we find the cave, we might find the relic, he said. The three of them gathered supplies and set out on their journey, knowing the dangers that lay ahead. The deeper they went into the forest, the more they felt its unnatural energy. The trees seemed to move, the ground pulsed beneath their feet, and they could feel eyes watching them from the shadows. After hours of searching, they finally found it a hidden cave, covered by thick vines. As they stepped inside, they were greeted by a faint glow coming from deep within. Returned inside the cave, they found the relic a small, glowing stone with the same carvings as the ones on the stone circle. But before they could grab it, the shadowy figure they had seen before materialized in front of them, blocking their path. "This is not for you," the figure hissed, his eyes glowing even brighter. Ethan, Lily and Max froze, but Max wasn't about to back down. "We know what you're trying to do," he shouted. "You can't use the relic." The shadow figure moved closer, its presence overwhelming. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, the relic began to glow even brighter, reacting to their presence. With a burst of energy, the figure was pushed back, disappearing into the mist once more. They quickly grabbed the relic and ran out of the cave, not stopping until they were far from the forest. Back at the stone circle, they knew what they had to do. The journal had mentioned that the relic could be used to close the gateway, and they hoped it wasn't too late. Placing the glowing stone in the center of the circle, they watched as the carvings began to light up, one by one. The ground shook, and a bright light shot up into the sky, illuminating the entire forest. For a moment, everything went still, and then, as quickly as it had begun, the light faded, and the stone circle returned to its dormant state. The forest, once alive with strange energy, felt calm. They had done it, they had closed the gateway, but as they stood there, catching their breath, Ethan couldn't shake the feeling that this wasn't over. Something had changed in Willow Creek, and he wasn't sure if it was for better or worse. Life in Willow Creek slowly returned to normal, but Ethan, Lily and Max knew that their adventure had left a permanent mark on them. The forest no longer held the same menace, but they also knew it was far from ordinary. They had uncovered secrets that had been hidden for generations, and though the gateway was closed, they remained vigilant, knowing that something like it could happen again. Ethan looked out at the forest one last time, a sense of peace settling over him. Maybe small-town life wasn't so bad after all. With the shadow of the forest no longer looming over them, he felt ready to embrace his new home, and whatever mysteries Willow Creek still held.